Hi, so my name's Max. Today I'm going to be making a Gimmick Puppet deck profile. I'm a big fan of Gimmick Puppets, and I've been spending a lot of time trying to make it somewhat relevant. Like, I'm not saying, I play meta primarily, but this deck is fun and I want to build it to a point to where it is at least viable as a rogue-ish strategy. I see when I was trying to get some ideas, I noticed that a lot of Gimmick Puppet players that would say shit's competitive or whatever actually had terrible deck lists that made no sense and refused to play good cards, to the point where it's kind of made me mad, to the point that they don't know what they're doing. So I just wanted to offer a deck list that actually does stuff. So we're going to start off with the Gimmick Puppets. Triple Bisque Doll. Not once per turn you can discard another Gimmick Puppet monster, and special it's a level 8. Easy to understand why that's good. Jury Doll, 3 out of course. Machine Goop Target also banishes another one to special yourself out, level 8. Sense a theme here. Right now I play 2 Humpty Dumpty and 2 Terror Baby. You can play 3 of either or 3 of both if you want. There's some flex spots in this deck that I'll go over. This one specials 1 from hand, this one specials 1 from the grave, and then when it's in grave you can banish it and your opponents can't respond to your Gimmick Puppet effects for the rest of the turn, like in response to. Then we'll get into the dangers. We're playing 3 dangers. People won't play dangers in all the other lists that I saw, and I don't understand it. Bigfoot, 3k beer, level 8 dark. People want to play fucking Gearspring Spear instead. That card's terrible. Terrible. People want to play the other Gimmick Puppet, the level fucking, what do you call it, Magnet Doll? Terrible. Those cards rely on stuff from your opponent. And like board setup for like Magnet, or for fucking Gearspring. We play 3 Bigfoot, 1 Thunderbird. You can play 2 Thunderbird if you want it. These cards are just big and level 8, and they draw cards. That's the whole deck. This deck, 40 cards. You can make it 45 if you want, 48 if you must. And just play some other draw cards or whatever. Dangers, level 8s, get on field, make more level 8, rank 8 plays, your whole thing of the deck. And what else for level 8 decks? Whoa! Gizmek Orochi, that's crazy. Another level 8 dark machine that can be summoned every single turn. Perfect for your fucking deck. People refuse to play this. They think, I don't know, people just think of pure puppets or something. This shit don't exist. 3 Gamma Seal, this deals with Dragoon, this deals with whatever, card your opponent has that you have to get rid of. And you think, only 3, you know what I mean? You want to like see one. We'll play a lot of draw cards, and we'll get into that. To start off with the spells, well, the spells is all we have next. 3 Desires. It's good to banish and it's good to draw. People are like, what about the fucking machine dupe targets? Doesn't matter. We play enough level 8 cards that if we draw those, it's the same thing. They're still bodies. Triple trade-in, they're level 8s, when you play with the dangers and you play with the Gizmek, the discard becomes still like a plus in a way, like discard danger, right? You draw 2, it's a neutral 2 for 2, you get rid of 2 cards, you draw 2 cards, but then it has an effect that, bothers your opponent. Or for example, you trade in the Orochi and it doesn't like do anything bad to your hand because Orochi's still used in grave. You'll notice there are no Allure of Darkness. You don't want to banish your Gimmick Puppets. We're not playing a ton of them in this build. Allure of Darkness is one of those cards where people think it's really good because it draws 2, but in reality it banishes 1 to the point where you can't use it, and then it also costs the card, so it's like a worse trade-in in a way, minus the fact you draw the cards first, which is nice of course. For the rank ups, 2 Quick Chaos, I'm sorry. This way you can like activate strings, put a counter on everything, attack a couple of times if need be, rank up, pop your own biggest card, hopefully it's like a 3k, and then swing with another 3300 for hopefully the OTK. It's nice, you know what I mean? And then we play 1 Numeron Force. You could play 2 Numeron Force, 2 Quick Chaos, 2 Numeron Force, 1 Quick Chaos, 2 of 2 if you wanted, if you want to play 4. The only reason that we play this instead of just playing 3 of these is of course because this negates an entire field on a resolution of the card. So say they like get you under Mystic Mine or some shit, right? And you don't draw Feather Dust and you don't draw the Storms or whatever, and you go into this, like, you just use it, it ranks it up, and then it negates every other card on the field. That really a lot of people don't understand that that will be your opponent. They'll be like, what? And then you'll kill them. Triple dupe, of course, your targets primarily only exist for Jury Doll. You can also machine dupe Humpty Dumpty and Terror Baby. And but I only play one copy of each, but this does equate to a rank 4. You know what I mean? Even if we're just playing just one copy in the deck. So, and then the rank 4 creates a rank 8 basically. These are lightning storms, so I'm going to proxy these here as Hatronade. I'm between storms right now, so we'll pick those up. But this is good, of course, just to blow out back row. And if your opponent does something wrong, it doesn't really set up a back row, and they put everything in attack, and just blow out their attack. Position monsters, better for OTKs. One limiter removal. This is also a flex spot, of course, but this really helps like when you're attacking and say like your board's been kind of compromised and you don't have 2 like XZs or whatever of the dark, you know, rank 8s machines. So it ends up being to the point where you like attack and then special summon Orochi or something and then chain this on top of it. Or, I'm sorry, you would add Orochi and then just attack with the 44 and hopefully like a 6K or 66K or 6600 and then kill. A Foolish Burial, absolutely required. You want to set up the grave with either your Orochi or your Jury Doll as fast as possible. One Monster Reborn, absolutely like necessary because you want to get your level 8s, you want to recycle those constantly. One Junk Puppet for a secondary Monster Reborn for your Gimmick Puppet cards, necessary. Not necessary, you could just play 1, or you can play none if you're really ballsy, but I think 2 is really good. This is once per turn, so we don't play 2, that's why we just play Monster Reborn and it, because they're both once per turn, kind of. Well, this is limited, so of course. And then one Reasoning, because you want to get level 8s on field, another level 8 maker. And then a Duster, just to get rid of the back row for pesky back row decks. For the extra deck, we're going to start off just the weird stuff. A Zombiestein, 4,500 meter, 2 level 8 dark monsters, right? It can be a negate, you know what I mean? But most of the time you're just going to slap this down and try to kill somebody. Its cost is a little heavy for the negate in a deck where you don't normally have too much of a hand at the end of it. You detach one and then send a card from your hand to negate, and it puts it in defense, and its defense is 1K, so at that point you negate, then they'll kill it. The 7 Sins package with fucking Pain Gainer. So you have a rank 8, right? You put Pain Gainer on top of it if it has 2 material. If the rank 8 has 2 materials, you can put Pain Gainer on top of it. Pain Gainer detach material, blow out every single card your opponent has with 2,400 or less defense, and then rank into the 7 Sins, which is a 4K beater that has a Dingirsu-like effect for protection of itself. And then during the next turn, after this card is originally summoned this way, it can banish all your opponent's special summon attack monsters. Special summon monsters, and then it banishes them, and then attaches one to itself to gain material. Then we'll start with Dingirsu, and then also, of course, Dark Machine, rank 8. It goes with everything that we need. Amazing card. Normally the combo is make this, right, send something, then go into Pain Gainer, destroy all the monsters, and then go into this. Should have clarified that. Here we have Sanaphond. I have yet to really use this. This is really like a card that if you like had to go first, your opponent makes you go first game 1, like you might make, you know. I find that just making a single 7 Sins is a little harder to out than playing around this. So this is cuttable. You can replace this for anything else that you like. Then we have Dragaras. Also helps doubling attack, drawing cards. You know, at the end of the day, this shit doesn't matter. Your next turn, you're supposed to kill him this turn. Amazing card, of course. Then we have our Gimmick Puppets. I play 2 strings, number 40. And I play 1 giant grinder, and then I will play 2 C40s when it comes down to it. I only have 1 on me, I'm waiting on the other. But 1 is fine also because you don't often rank up twice. I would just like 2 just in case. Put a counter on everything. End of your next turn, I believe. Into your opponent's turn, I'm sorry. It pops everything, and then they take 500, I believe, for each. Yeah. This one, On summon, destroys all cards with puppet counter or string counters on it, and then they take direct damage, effect damage equal to the highest attack of what was destroyed. Once per turn, it can also put a counter on things. It draws your card too when if it destroys anything on summon. A giant grinder, you know, sometimes like you'll be comboing and you're like, damn, I can't kill him, how do I out these cards? And then you'll remember giant grinder exists and you'll pop 2 of their cards and they'll be like, what the fuck, it's not once per turn. And you're like, yes. So there's giant grinder and then giant hunter in case you want to rank up into it, and it destroys any card on the field at all, and then does also effect damage equal to the attack if it was a monster. They have their stats split 15, 25, 25, 15. And then we play the one Gigante stall. I hear people say Gigantes and shit like that. It's Gigantes. I don't really need to tell you the effect, you just need to know it's Gigante. No, I'm kidding. The effect is that it takes 2, level 4. Gimmick Puppets, XD, summon and defense. You use its effect to detach 2, target 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field. You gain control of them, you can't do nothing with them, and then afterwards, you can send this card to your grave and then make all cards on the field, on your side of the field, level 8. So the idea is you take 2 your opponent's monsters and levels, take them, send this guy off, they're level 8s, and then you make a Gimmick Puppet monster. He has restrictions. You cannot special summon monsters except Gimmick Puppet monsters, nor declare an attack set with Xyz monsters for the rest of the turn after you use that effect to snatch 2. Then we play the 2 links, Chimera Doll. It's amazing, you know, basically, I say this lightly, it's like a Hakafai Brax / Needle Fiber. For Gimmick Puppets, if you set it up right? So you slam this bad boy on field, say it's the only card you have on field. You use its effect, you can add whatever, and then you can special summon a Gimmick Puppet from your hand if only you control, if all you control is Gimmick Puppet monsters. So you want to do this, you know, before you summon out like Orochis, or if you do summon out Orochis, you want to make it into an Xyz, like a, you know, Gimmick Puppet Xyz before you summon this. But the way this deck is set up, you know, Pure really relies on this card a lot harder than this build does, because we play Dangers, we play Trade-ins, we play, you know, Orochi, like we get the level 8s a lot easier. And with someone strong, we normally get what we need. But this card, if you don't have it, you link into it with whatever 2 cards, you know, Humpty Dumpty is, you know, 1 card. And if you want to play a more pure version, I would suggest playing Tether Wolf, which I have a few on hand just in case I ever want to switch it up. Tether Wolf is a Phantom Beast or Mega Phantom Beast card. You normal summon it, and it special summons a token, and it's a machine. And this takes 2 machines, you just make this. So whatever Gimmick Puppet cards you have in your hand, you can then go from there with. Yeah, so I just wanted to put it out there that this deck will be the best version of Gimmick Puppets you can find on the internet. And everybody else that plays shit like Puppet Party or, you know, Condolence Puppet, those cards are garbage. You shouldn't play trap cards in a going second deck. You shouldn't play cards that violently rely on your opponent, especially from the extra deck. You know what I mean? This isn't Dogmatica. You know what I mean? It's not as good as that. It's not good. We don't have just one that says if we control an extra deck monster, do that shit. People need to get it through their head that if you want to play like Gimmick Puppets, like you can. You really can at this point. We have so many cards that even the balance field, even the playing field, and it's like, you can even tech in a Madru if you want, because this deck banishes off Desires and Orochi, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much you can do with this deck that pick apart boards and then sets up, like, hopefully an unbeatable boss monster and slows down the pace of the game with 7 sins. Thank you for listening. I really hope this helps. I'm really bitter at the Gimmick Puppet community because I've tried talking to some other YouTubers about it, and they're really resentful that I bring up these ideas. They think that it's, I don't know, I just had some problems with that, and it really irked me to the point where I wanted to make a video on how to make a decent Gimmick Puppet deck. Thanks. Have a good day.